cylindrical capacitor. So you can see that the capacitance depends on the geometrical factors, that is the length of the cylinders, then A is the radius of the inner cylinder, B is the radius of the outer cylindrical shell, and epsilon 0 is constant. So capacitance depends purely on the geometrical factors of the conductors. Okay, so we have discussed the capacitance of a cylindrical capacitor. Now we will go to the capacitance of a spherical capacitor. So capacitance of a spherical capacitor. So spherical capacitor. Now what is a spherical capacitor? Now a spherical capacitor is made up of two concentric spherical conductors. This is the inner conductor of radius A, and I have a outer spherical conducting shell. I have a outer conducting spherical shell, and this radius is suppose B. Okay. Now, like our previous case, now in the case of cylindrical capacitor, we put negative charges on the inner cylinder, but here suppose we are changing, suppose we are putting positive charges on the inner sphere. We are putting positive charges on the inner sphere, and we are putting negative charges on the outer conducting spherical shell. We can calculate the capacitance by putting negative charge here and positive charge here also. The answer will be same, because capacitance depends on the geometrical factors of the capacitor conductors. Okay. So here we are putting suppose plus Q charge, and here we are putting minus Q charge. So the field lines will be in the outward direction. Outward direction, the field lines. So this is a inner conducting sphere, and this is a outer conducting spherical shell. So, and in the space between the two conductors, we are assuming that we have free space. Okay. Now we need to calculate the electric field in this region, that is in the region between the two conductors. Now for that we are again considering a Gaussian surface, that is the surface of a sphere of radius r. So this is the Gaussian surface S, and its radius is suppose small r. So this is our Gaussian surface. Now according to Gauss's law, surface integration of E dot ds is equal to net charge enclosed by S. Now net charge enclosed by S is just plus Q. So Q divided by epsilon 0. Okay. Now ds is a differential area element on the Gaussian surface. This is the differential area element. Now it is in the same direction of the field. So angle between E and ds on the Gaussian surface is 0, because E and ds are parallel. So I can write this is over S. So E ds over S. See, E dot ds is E ds cos 0 degree. Cos 0 degree. So this is equal to Q by epsilon 0. Now cos 0 degree is 1, so I will have E ds over S, that is equal to Q by epsilon 0. Now from spherical symmetry, you can see that the magnitude of the electrostatic field on the surface of the Gaussian surface is a constant. So on S, E is constant. So I can bring E outside the integral sign. So I will have ds over S, that is equal to Q by epsilon 0. Now, the S is the surface of a sphere of radius r. So this integration will give us the total area of the sphere of radius r. So this is equal to E into 4 pi r square into equal to Q by epsilon 0. So E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by r square. This is the magnitude of the electric field in the inner region. Okay. So we have calculated the electric field. Direction of the electric field will be in the outward direction, that is in the direction of r cap. So r cap is a unit vector radially outward direction. Okay. Now the potential difference between the two conductors. Potential difference see, conductor is a equipotential. So potential difference between the two conductors I can calculate by taking any 2 points on the conductors. So this is suppose point P1 and this is suppose point P2. So this is at higher potential, this is at lower potential. So Vp2 minus Vp1, that is equal to minus integration E dot dl from P1 to P2. Now, so I will do the line integration in this direction, that is in the direction opposite to the field direction. So dl is a differential length element opposite to the field direction. So angle between E and dl is 180 degree. So this is equal to P1 to P2. So E dl cos 180 degree or cos pi radian. Now cos pi is minus 1. This minus and this minus make it plus. So I will have now E dl P1 to P2. Okay. Now dl is a differential length element in this direction. See, if you go in this direction, that is from P1 to P2, L increases, but R smaller decreases. So dl is equal to minus dr, because R increases in this direction and L increases in this direction. So dl is equal to minus dr. So now we can write here. So this is equal to minus integration P1 to P2. Now see, I can put in place of E, I can put this expression. So Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. Okay, then I can, in place of dl, I will write dr. So dr, and this minus sign I have written here. So I can put the value of r here, lower limit and upper limit. So this, when I am at P1, the value of small r is b, and when I am at P2, the value of small r is a. So this is from b to a. This is the value of r equal to b to a. Okay, now you can calculate this integration. So this is equal to minus q divided by 4 pi epsilon 0. Now integration b to a dr by r square. So you know that this is minus 1 by r and that minus with this minus will make it plus. So Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 1 by R from B to A. Okay. So now let us put the limits. So this is Q by 4 pi epsilon 0, now 1 by A minus 1 by B. Okay. Now I can simplify it. Okay. So this is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon 0, this is B minus A divided by AB. So this is the potential difference between the two spherical conductors. So this is the potential difference between the two spherical conductors. Now this is, suppose I am calling this, I called as Vp2 minus Vp1. Now this is, suppose I am saying as V, that this is the potential difference. Okay, now capacitance is equal to Q, charge content on a conductor, on one conductor, that is Q by V. So I have to divide this Q by this term because this is V. So Q by 4 pi epsilon 0, then B minus A by AB. So the Q cancels. So capacitance of this spherical capacitor, capacitance is equal to C is equal to this Q cancels. So 4 pi epsilon 0 AB will go in the numerator. So it is 4 pi epsilon 0 AB divided by B minus A. So this is the capacitance of a spherical capacitor, which is made up of a inner conducting sphere of radius A and outer conducting spherical shell of radius B. So from here also we can see that the capacitance of the spherical capacitor depends on the geometrical factors of the two conductors. Okay, so we have discussed today the concept of capacitance. Then we have calculated the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor, cylindrical capacitor and spherical capacitor. And in all those cases we have seen that the capacitance depends on purely on the geometrical factors of the conductors. Okay, so today is up to this. So we stop here. Thank you.